Right, Deontay Wilder haters, let's talk about it for a minute. Because I know in your brain, Deontay Wilder, it's impossible for this man to be a pay-per-view star. I know it's impossible for you to look outside the box and understand that Deontay Wilder has all the tools to be a pay-per-view star. All right? Because some of these dumbass haters will say shit like, "Oh, nobody even likes him. How is he gonna be a pay-per-view star?" You guys, let me talk to you dumb motherfuckers for a minute. When it comes down to, especially African American fighters, when it comes down to certain fighters, y'all, the only way you're gonna be a pay-per-view star is by being disliked, because the haters tune in. You guys, Mike Tyson was not liked like that in his prime. He was more of like hated or love it. Same shit with Deontay Wilder. People like Mike Tyson because he knocked people the fuck out. Whether people admit it or not, people like Wilder because he knocks guys the fuck out. Alright? Muhammad Ali was not liked in his prime, people. Floyd Mayweather wasn't liked and still isn't liked. And he is the biggest pay-per-view fighter of all time. Now, another thing, dummies. When I say pay-per-view star, get Floyd out your fucking head. Stop comparing these fighters to fucking Floyd Mayweather. I don't think nobody will ever. I don't think nobody, I'm gonna say it, nobody will ever be able to top a fucking Floyd Mayweather when it comes down to pay-per-view stardom. So get this crystal ball out your head, or stop closing your fucking eyes and picturing Wilder being number one or near Floyd when it comes down to numbers. Because even if you're number two, number three, shit, even if you're number four, number five, you can still be a pay-per-view star. You could be even in 10th place when it comes down to being a pay-per-view star and still be a pay-per-view star. So, I just need you guys to get your popcorn, get your weed or whatever you need to relax, because I'm going to explain to you why Deontay Wilder can be a pay-per-view star in the next 5 years. With that being said, make sure you like and dislike, make sure you leave them comments, and don't be a hater. If you follow my videos, hit the subscribe button. Alright, let's continue to talk about this real shit, because you know it's real. Now, just think about it. And I forgot. Last but not least, well, it's really not least at all, because I'm going to say that before I even continue what I'm saying. Shouts out to the FOF movement. You already know what the fuck it is. We got radio calls coming, all that shit. So shouts out to the movement. Let's keep doing our thing. Now, Deontay Wilder, on the other hand, back to what I was saying. So to all the haters that will say, "Oh, nobody likes Wilder. He's not even known in his own country." You guys, that is bullshit. Now, that is bull. I'm not gonna even lie, haters. Let me talk to you for a second, haters. You guys had a point about a good 3-4 years ago when you guys used to say that about Wilder. Nobody knows him and shit like that. You guys had a point. I couldn't argue with that. But now that is bullshit. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. At first, Deontay Wilder had about 200,000 followers on Instagram. Now he has 2 million and some change. So swallow that, haters. Deontay Wilder is a lot more known now. And people want to go and say the Fury fight. I think it's after the Ortiz fight. A lot of people out here did not know who the fuck Wilder was. Why? Because Wilder didn't have the best promotion. We all know that shit. But after the Ortiz fight, even if they didn't know his name, they was like, "Man, you talk about the cat, the little skinny black cat, the tall black cat, skinny, look like a basketball player, but got a fucking punch." That's what a lot of people out here was saying. After the Ortiz fight, take the Fury fight out your head. Then the Fury fight, that did it. Now ESPN is talking to him. He's on late night talk shows, a few of them at that. Alright? But Deontay Wilder, he gets a lot of ratings. A lot of people tune in when he fights. Alright? And the pay-per-view with Fury, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Mediocrity. So, if you don't think Deontay Wilder could be a pay-per-view star, you must be a goddamn fool. Okay? Because it's a lot harder to be a pay-per-view star out in America. Just know that. But it's very possible. So, let's talk about why he can be a pay-per-view star. Number one, Deontay Wilder knocks people the fuck out. Okay? He knocks people right the fuck out. You can argue, this is a big argument, Deontay Wilder is the most powerful heavyweight on the fucking planet. A big argument. Whenever Deontay Wilder fights, whatever the fuck you want to say about him, because they used to bash Floyd for being a boring fighter. Now you got a fighter that's the complete opposite, and it's still a fucking problem. Knocking dudes the fuck out, and he's undefeated. And you can argue that he knocked out Fury, but that's another video. Not saying I think that, people, but it is an argument. But Fury did make a good point about that. He said, you know, Wilder did have all the time in the world to finish me. Which is a great point. Which is why I thought a rematch is fair and a draw is fair. But back to what I was saying. Now, Deontay Wilder will never be the type of pay-per-view star that's gonna, like a Mayweather. That's why I'm saying you can't compare him to Mayweather, because Mayweather could fight anybody. Robert Guerrero, shit, even fucking Alberto, and that'd be a pay-per-view fight. Wilder, he's never gonna be able to do that. So don't compare him to a fucking Mayweather when I'm talking a pay-per-view star. Alright? Now, in order for Deontay Wilder to be a pay-per-view star, he has to keep knocking dudes out, and he has to knock out Fury. Because even if he knock out Fury, you can argue a trilogy. I'm quite sure Bob Arum will get Deontay Wilder, or it will be something in the contract where even if Fury loses, he will get the third fight with Wilder. So if he knock out Fury 2 times, he's already known. He's gonna be known more in the U.S. because whether people admit it or not, Deontay Wilder is fucking known like a motherfucker in the UK. Okay, whether it's haters or not. Remember, the same thing with my videos. It's the same thing with Deontay Wilder. His haters tune in the most. Believe it or not, you guys. And the way I know, because I got another channel and I'll make a video on that channel, right? And I'm not sure where the views is coming from, but if I make something that's, controversial, that's when the haters start and the looky-loos come out and start leaving their input. Not that I give a fuck, but my point is Deontay Wilder is the most hated fighter today. Haters causes attention. Whether they ring your name, whether they talk bad about you or good about you, it causes attention. Just really think about it. If you think about all these YouTubers who dislike Deontay Wilder, if you really just think about all these channels, no name, no blame. But if you think about all these Deontay Wilder haters that make Deontay Wilder hate videos, if you really think about what I'm saying, people, most of their videos is about fucking Deontay Wilder. Isn't that funny? No, it's not funny to love one or hate one, because I told you guys. Haters starts controversy, and they're very good for fucking promotion. So you got a lot of people who will watch their channel for the first time, and they might not even know who Wilder is, but they're gonna know who Wilder is now because of them. And whether you tune in or not, people tune in because they want to see Wilder lose. Okay? All the Wilder haters, they're paying for that pay-per-view, or even if they stream it, you still giving Wilder some fucking ratings. Okay? Now, another reason why I feel like Deontay Wilder could be a pay-per-view star is because Deontay Wilder is a good trash talker. This man will talk trash until he knows how to sell a fucking fight. That's one thing the haters can't say about Deontay Wilder. He knows how to sell a fight. Make you want to see even more when he says shit like, "Oh, I'm gonna knock this fool out," and shit like that. Deontay Wilder has that trash talking ability on lock. Okay, that's why versus the Fury versus Wilder buildup was so good, because Wilder was talking shit back with Fury. It wasn't just one sided. Now, don't get it twisted. I think Fury was the better trash talker, but there's no shame in that. Who the fuck is out trash talking Fury? Just think about that. But back to what I was saying. Now, the only deficiencies I could see of Deontay Wilder being a pay-per-view star within the next 5 years is Deontay Wilder will have to post and box for another 5 years, and basically be in his 40s, late 40s. I mean, not even late 40s, mid 40s, 40s, because the thing about the heavyweight division, y'all, is they don't have a lot of fighters that's like a Tyson Fury and an Anthony Joshua. Yeah, you got Ruiz now. I'm glad Ruiz is now big now, because Wilder could always set that fight up with Ruiz, and that would be a big fight. He beat Ruiz. Now you got a lot more Mexican fighters, and well, all the fighters know who he is, but you got a lot more Mexican fans who know who the fuck you are now too if you stop Ruiz. Then if you stop Anthony Joshua, oh my God, the sky's the limit. Like I told you guys, Deontay Wilder keeps winning like this, especially by KO against all these top fighters, because whether people admit it or not, in Deontay Wilder's past 4 fights, he has been fighting top 10 heavyweights, which is all these fucking haters been asking for a long time. Now all of a sudden he's fighting these top 10 heavyweights, arguably top 5. You guys want to start bitching now. Think about it. Tyson Fury, top 5 heavyweight. Dominic Brazil, top 10. Luis Ortiz, even in the rematch and the first fight, top 5, top 10. Okay, Gerald Washington, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was a top 15 at least. So Deontay Wilder has been fighting top fighters, and he's headed down the right path. He just needs to keep winning in dramatic fashion. Like the way he stopped Brazil, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Putting Brazil out in the first round like that is impressive to me. Okay? Now I know the haters might not be able to admit that, but deep inside their soul, they're impressed by this shit. The same way they was impressed when Joshua did it. So just imagine a man that did it in even quicker fashion. But yeah, Deontay Wilder, let's just say he beats Tyson Fury, Dillian White, and a fucking Anthony Joshua. That's pay-per-view numbers we're talking about right there, people. And Deontay, like I said, but Deontay Wilder, in order for him to truly be a pay-per-view star, he would have to be boxing in his 40s. And I can see Wilder doing that. Why? Because Wilder has not took a whole lot of punishment in his career. He has not been in a whole lot of wars in his career. And Deontay Wilder, people sleep on this. Deontay Wilder does have good reflexes and good defense. So I could see Deontay Wilder boxing until he's like 40. And if he beat those top guys I'm naming, Deontay Wilder's going to be 38 years old in big mega pay-per-view fights like Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. Mark my words, man. Alright, y'all. I'm out.